The deepest wounds aren't the ones we get from other people hurting us. They are the wounds we give ourselves when we hurt other people. Life is worth living when you have someone to share it with. Politeness is the first thing people lose once they get the power. The truth was only another mask, even if it was the best fit, the closest to skin and all that lay beneath. If you only shine light on your flaws, all your perfects will dim. It's faith in something and enthusiasm for something that makes a life worth living. But it's important to acknowledge that while we may make mistakes, in the long run, we may also learn from them. Failure is not when you fail once, but when you refuse to learn from your mistakes. A kind gesture can reach a wound that only compassion can heal. Suspect each moment, for it is a thief, tiptoeing away with more than it brings. Accepting oneself does not preclude an attempt to become better. Don't be afraid of enemies who attack you. Be afraid of the friends who flatter you. In the long run, the sharpest weapon of all is a kind and gentle spirit. Success is not how high you have climbed, but how you make a positive difference to the world. We live for our time, we do the deeds that change our world today. We are the people of the present, and now is what we say. Our most significant opportunities will be found in times of greatest difficulty. No one knows your truth but you. If you're secure in yourself, no one and no can touch you. We need to renew ourselves often. Even temples need renovation. The storm stops at the door. Love reigns, peace dwells. In the end, it wasn't death that surprised her, but the stubbornness of life. I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took any excuse. I am afraid, not of life, or death, or nothingness, but of wasting it as if I had never been. Never respond to an angry person with a fiery comeback, even if he deserves it. Don't allow his anger to become your anger. Never feel shame for trying and failing, for he who has never failed is he who has never tried. We have a responsibility to help those around us and help others in need. Searching outside of you is samsara. Searching within you leads to nirvana. The most believable lies are the ones that are at least a little bit true. Wildflower, pick up your pretty little head, it will get easier, your dreams are not dead. We all need to be mocked from time to time, lest we take ourselves too seriously. And the truth must finally lie in that which every oppressed individual feels within himself but hasn't the courage to express. To develop the habit of gratitude or make it a lifestyle, we must learn to exhibit or practice gratitude in the ordinary affairs of life. Failure is not when you fail once, but when you refuse to learn from your mistake. Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside while still alive. Never surrender. It's enough for me to be sure that you and I exist at this moment. Supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. So shut up, live, travel, adventure, bless, and don't be sorry. You should expect mistakes in your life. Mistakes are expected, inspected, and respected. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings, so that you shall come easily by what others have labored hard for. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. And we don't always know it or understand it at the time, in the season, but nothing grows without a good amount of dirt. All human beings should try to learn before they die what they are running from, into, and why. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any one thing. When something ought to be true, then it proves to be a very powerful truth. Go ahead and believe that no one shines brighter than you. Become amazing and be happy. The only difference between money and blank paper is that I can use blank paper for campfire. All things one has forgotten scream for help in dreams. Sometimes your only available transportation is a leap of faith. Never lose hope. Storms make people stronger and never last forever. We are more severe judges of our own acts. We judge our thoughts, our intents, our secret curses, our secret hates, not only our acts. Someone said to me once that a cigarette at the right moment is better than all the ideals in the world. Embrace being perfectly imperfect. Learn from your mistakes and forgive yourself. You'll be happier. Instead of complaining about the problem and blaming others, start finding the solution. There are some choices you can only make once. You can't go back to where you made a choice and then take the other one. This is what comes of having a heart, even a very small and young one. It causes no end of trouble, and that's the truth. Use the wings of the flying universe, dream with open eyes, see in darkness. A desire not to butt into other people's business is at least 80% of all human wisdom. You must learn to let go. Release the stress. You were never in control anyway. That's the problem with life. You never get enough time to stare at your ceiling and try to figure out what's going on. I have always thought that all philosophical debates are ultimately between the partisans of structure and the partisans of goo. The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculous in the common. Do not fear the thorns in your path, for they draw only corrupt blood. The money you make is a symbol of the value you create. You know how both life and porno movies end. The only difference is life starts with the orgasm. A picture held us captive, and we could not get outside it, for it lay in our language and language seemed to repeat it to us inexorably. Darkness ages faster than you'd think. It doesn't loiter on forever. In what will survive mayhem and harmony with my annihilation. Accept yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your truths, and know what tools you have to fulfill your purpose. A home filled with nothing but yourself. It's heavy, that lightness. It's crushing, that emptiness. It all goes away. Eventually, everything goes away. I hope you live a life you're proud of. If you find that you're not, I hope you have the strength to start all over again. The opposite of a correct statement is a false statement, but the opposite of a profound truth may well be another profound truth. Sometimes it takes years for a person to become an overnight success. Remember tonight, for it is the beginning of all ways. Without education, you're not going anywhere in this world. The tricky part about discovering our giftedness is that it may be in an area that feels unexpected. Count your age by friends, not years. Count your life by smiles, not tears. Never stop acquiring the common sense, it is as good as the knowledge. I need you to be happy. I need one of us to be happy. That it will never come again is what makes life so sweet. Beauty is not who you are on the outside. It is the wisdom and time you gave away to save another struggling soul like you. Happiness often sneaks in through a door you didn't know you left open. It takes too much energy to be against something unless it's really important. Two wrongs don't make a right, but they make a good excuse. People will not remember what you did for a living. They will remember how you touched them with kindness and loving. If the highest aim of a captain were to preserve his ship, he would keep it in port forever. Damn right I like the life I live because I went from negative to positive. The moment you stop trying to become a better person is the moment you start to become worse than what you already are. A clown on a throne is still a clown. A king in rags is still a king. When I tell the truth, it is not for the sake of convincing those who do not know it, but for the sake of defending those that do. It's often only in the lies we refuse to speak that any truth can be heard at all. Oh, don't cry. I'm so sorry I cheated so much, but that's the way things are. Like a missing tooth, sometimes an absence is more noticeable than a presence. Stress is a consequence of negative happenings or impact in life, but important is how to overcome it. It is error only, and not truth, that shrinks from inquiry. For every expert there is an equal and opposite expert. If fate doesn't make you laugh, you just don't get the joke. There's nothing wrong with stretching the truth. We stretch taffy, and that just makes it more delicious. Only he who attempts the absurd is capable of achieving the impossible. In order to change the world, you have to get your head together first.